Tonight on CTV News at 6, drying out and cleaning up the aftermath of strong weekend storms. From community facilities to flooded roads and basements, a recovery that will take time and money.
Premiums of the many are paying for the claims of the few.
The busiest Alberta tornado season in some time.
It's been just astonishing to see those weather patterns set up over and over again.
And gambling expansion.
We already had our first few bets come in at 12:02 a.m.
Regulated online gaming is now live in the province.
Online gambling should be fun. It's a form of entertainment, not seen as an opportunity to make money.
Some sunshine, some heat, and another active week for thunderstorms.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. Homeowners and businesses are cleaning up after a series of intense weekend storms rolled through Edmonton. The Insurance Bureau of Canada says there are hundreds of claims for water, hail, and wind from this weekend alone. Evan Kenny joins us now from outside the TELUS World of Science. Evan, what happened there?
Jeff, rainwater poured into the TELUS World of Science on Friday night. It flooded most of the main floor and the building was evacuated. It is closed for further notice. Now, it's one of hundreds of places working to recover. The pouring rain closing city streets.
This is what happens in Edmonton, Alberta, when you have a big storm in a matter of 10 minutes.
And flooding businesses around Edmonton.
It was like a waterfall came in through our building.
At the Creative Hive Event Center, water came shooting out of toilets, sinks, and drains like geysers.
Honestly, my stomach was like right here because I didn't know what we were walking into.
The Hive's team got to work clearing out water, trying to dry all the concrete walls and floors, saving all the drywall they could.
Whether or not to go through insurance is a big decision because when you pay deductibles and you have claims against it, then it ups your insurance costs for something that, again, if it was an act of God, wasn't our choice.
In the southwest River's Edge neighborhood, there's visible hail damage. The Insurance Bureau of Canada says hundreds of businesses and people around the city are having to choose between paying out of pocket or going through insurance.
Remember, there could be water, wind, or hail. We're hearing about a lot of businesses. We know that even a lot of City of Edmonton facilities and businesses have been impacted as well.
And as more people submit insurance claims,
the premiums of the many are paying for the claims of the few. And when those claims of the few are becoming more and more claims and costlier, that puts pressure on people's premiums.
Now that the shock has worn off, the Hive's owners say they're lucky this is a concrete building and they won't have to close. In addition to the closure here, the city says the pools at the Coronation Rec Center and the Grand Trunk Fitness Center are both shut down. Boat launches along the river also are closed. Meanwhile, the eco stations will remain open longer to help people get rid of their tree debris. Jeff?
All right, Evan, thank you. Evan Kenny live tonight. This year, Alberta has already seen the most tornadoes on record in at least a decade. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more on what's driving the intense twister activity.
The ferocity of a tornado is something to behold, a thrill Jason Whiting wanted to experience in person over the weekend.
Tornadoes such a phenomenon. You don't see them very often. Never know what you might find. So I headed out and went up the road to see what I could find.
He found this tornado by Tullabee Lake on Saturday and captured the whirling moment.
Seeing it from that perspective was kind of pretty unique and really lucky to see that.
As we get deeper into the summer, we're also right in the middle of tornado season in Alberta.
The season is June, July, August for the most part in the prairies, with a peak in July. So tornadoes are kind of a regular occurrence.
The Northern Tornado Project says we're seeing more activity than usual. Alberta has seen 24 tornadoes so far this year, blowing away the totals for the last 7 years.
We're only halfway through the season, and in Alberta, we'll probably see more tornadoes.
One of the biggest factors is the heavy rain we've been seeing since June.
The weather patterns seem to be stuck in place, and we keep getting the storms developing again and again over various parts of the prairies. And some of these are really high-end storm environments.
It's been just astonishing to see those weather patterns set up over and over again.
Environment Canada says that's giving the right ingredients for the perfect storm.
You need lots of moisture, heat. You need some lifting mechanism, so some cold front or a trough coming through. You also need some changing winds with height.
Tornadoes can be dangerous, no matter the size.
Even the weakest tornadoes can, if you just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, can be deadly.
If you find yourself at risk of a tornado, it's advised to find stable, solid cover, like a basement, to stay safe. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
A 23-year-old woman is dead, and the Edmonton Police Homicide Unit is investigating. Police found her unresponsive Thursday night in a home in the southeast neighborhood of Silverberry. She died yesterday in hospital. A man is in custody, and police say there are no other suspects. EPS says an autopsy will take place tomorrow. A new agreement between Alberta, Ottawa, and 5 oil sands producers is paving the way for the multi-billion-dollar Pathways carbon capture project. The Pathways project was part of the Canada-Alberta Energy Agreement signed last November, which linked emissions reductions to a proposed West Coast oil pipeline. Today's MOU brings in the Oil Sands Alliance, which is made up of 5 of the province's largest oil sands producers. The province says Pathways will move 6 million tons of carbon dioxide annually through a transport network from the oil sands to a permanent storage hub in Cold Lake. Ottawa says it will extend investment tax credits for carbon capture equipment until 2035. Alberta says it will finalize its own incentives for the technology. The project has a target completion date of January 1st, 2035. An investigation is underway in southwest Calgary after more than a dozen train cars toppled into a pond. Emergency crews responded this morning after the train derailed and 13 cars went into the water alongside the tracks. Officials say there is no imminent concern for the public because it looks like the train's cargo is contained. The rail line says the cars were carrying a mix of lumber, plywood, propane, and argon. It's a new era of online gambling in Alberta. 22 gambling platforms have signed up to operate through the new regulated iGaming marketplace that launched at midnight. The province says protecting players is the priority over profit. Well, critics warn those safeguards can have long odds. Here's Jeremy Thompson.
Alberta's regulated iGaming market is now live.
Minister Dale Nally says Albertans already gamble online, but only about 30% were doing it legally through Play Alberta. Now, private companies can get in on the action through the iGaming marketplace regulated by the AGLC.
Our focus has been clear. Protect Albertans, especially young people.
In order to operate in Alberta, platforms must offer users responsible gaming tools and intervene when they notice problematic gambling behavior. DraftKings is one of 22 platforms now operating here.
And they already had our first few bets come in at 12:02 a.m.
Paul Lieberman believes Alberta has struck the right balance between being business-friendly and protecting users, like offering a self-exclusion option for people to ban themselves from betting apps and casinos. They're also not allowed to target children with ads.
What are the shows that we're putting our advertising on, for digital marketing, making sure that we have the appropriate restrictions on age.
The age gating is not sufficient.
This gambling researcher says despite having many of the same protections in place, Ontario has seen a problematic rise in gambling addiction and underage betting in the 4 years since it regulated the industry.
And so we see an increase amongst youth who are not legal to gamble but are actually engaging in online sites.
Online gambling should be fun. It's a form of entertainment, not seen as an opportunity to make money.
That said, companies wouldn't come here if they didn't see dollar signs, and Alberta stands to make $76 million a year from taxing online gambling. 1% of that money will be set aside for problem gambling programs and treatments, and another 2% is earmarked for First Nations.
For all of those individuals that are struggling, treatment will be free of charge and it'll be paid for by the operators.
Government-run Play Alberta will now compete with the private sector for your parlays. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Edmonton Oilers have signed forward Colton Dach to a 2-year contract extension. The 23-year-old will make an average $1.2 million a season. He was acquired from the Chicago Blackhawks at last year's trade deadline. The St. Albert native made his Oilers debut in early March. He had 2 goals and 2 assists in 8 regular season games with the Oilers. Football fans won't be the only ones feeling Commonwealth this week as the Elks host their first ever Dog Days of Summer. During Friday's home game, fans will be allowed to bring their dogs to the stadium. Organizers say they hope to create a fun, family-friendly environment while highlighting pet adoption.
So we're obviously always trying to connect puppies with a new home. So we have tons at the shelter available for adoption. So events like this really raise awareness for people to come in and take a look at all the animals we have.
Dogs must be fully vaccinated and registered with the city. Pet owners are asked to use the dedicated entrance MM. Some of the world's top water skiers are showing off their skills in Edmonton this week at the Canadian Open Water Ski Championships. The 3-day event brings together top skiers from across Canada, the U.S., and Europe with competitions in U17, U21, and Open Division. More than $15,000 of cash prizes are up for grabs, making this one of Canada's premier water skiing competitions. Organizers say the championship is designed to give young skiers a chance to compete and learn from elite skiers.
The cool thing about this sport is like it's not just about coming here to compete, it's really more about coming and like visiting friends, and then you also get to compete and get out on the water. A very addictive sport, just doesn't have as much outreach as like one might hope, so like this is really cool to have.
The championship runs through Wednesday. Admission is free for spectators. Oh, what a beautiful day to be at the lake, Josh.
Yeah, Shalom Park is just a fantastic facility that was specifically built for that. So, yeah, not a bad day today to be out there, or again tomorrow. I think late tomorrow night, though, we're going to run into a risk of thunderstorms, and then early in the evening Wednesday, chance of thunderstorms. Low to mid-20s around the Edmonton area right now. It's 24 in downtown Edmonton with light wind and some sunshine. 24 is the average for this time of year. So it was a cool start to the day at 9 degrees, but back to average this afternoon. We've seen a lot of those average days. Look at that, just one warmer than average day so far in the month of July. We only had 6 in all of June. We could see 5 or 6 straight days, though, above average starting tomorrow. I think temperatures tomorrow and through the next couple of days should be in the 26, 27 degree range, and then near 30 for daytime highs as the heat ramps up and a nice little upper ridge builds in Friday, Saturday. Next week, back to around average, but some heat on the way for the next couple of days. Thunderstorms across northern Alberta, and we've had one little supercell that's now fizzling out there north of Rocky Mountain House, southwest of Rimbey. You can see we've lost the intensity off of that thing. We were expecting it to fizzle out as it came off the foothills, and that indeed is happening. No thunderstorms tonight here in Edmonton. Enjoy the evening. Temperature still in the 20s right through to mid to late this evening. 13 degrees tomorrow morning, so a little bit milder than it was this morning. And sunshine with a few clouds tomorrow afternoon and a high of about 27 degrees. We'll focus a little bit more on the thunderstorm risk for later this week in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you, Josh. Still ahead, catching up with Mark Carney.
With everything coming together at this time, where Canada's poised to help lead the world, Alberta leading Canada, that's what we need.
CTV's Tara Nelson gets a chance to pick the Prime Minister's brain about pipelines, the upcoming referendum, and more. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
It is poised to be a political summer here in Alberta following a pipeline proposal and the run-up to the referendum. The Calgary Stampede provided one of the first opportunities for the Prime Minister to address those issues on the ground with Albertans. CTV's Tara Nelson caught up with him for a chat.
Well, Prime Minister Carney, thank you for making time for us.
Thanks very much for having me, Tara.
Well, you have walked the Midway, you have gone to the rodeo, you flipped some pancakes.
Yes.
How are you enjoying your full Calgary Stampede experience?
It's a full, well, you can pack a lot in a few hours here, and it's been fantastic. Tons of energy, lots of positive energy, meeting Canadians from across the country. So many people coming here, people from around the world. It's fantastic, and it was a great show last night. Great start to the day today, and I'm just about to go through the agriculture barn, so we'll join that in a second.
the last time you were in Calgary, Alberta was giving you its pipeline proposal for the Major Projects Office. That was a proposal that we had always been told was going to have a private proponent. It still doesn't have one. So, I mean, if industry is not jumping on board, tell me why this is a good investment for taxpayers.
Well, let me give a bit of context on the TMX pipeline, actually. So TMX pipeline costs about $35 billion, all in, all the capital costs for that. GDP is, our economy is about $16 billion higher than that, because the oil price, the net back to producers is higher because we've got another customer, and obviously we're shipping more oil. So that as a whole gives a couple of things. It gives almost $5 billion in revenue to the Alberta government, royalties plus taxes. It gives over $2 billion of revenue to the federal government, plus we're getting over $1 billion of dividends there. So right now, I roll that up. We got $8 billion for provincial government, federal government, and the return on TMX. Obviously, there's a return to the producers as well. You know, that's a payback a little more than 4.5 years right there on TMX for the full 35, for the economy as a whole. And then when you look at the actual pipeline, you know, the equity return, the EBITDA is running about $3.5 billion. Again, on about 40% equity, $3.5 billion on 10 to 12 billion in investment makes sense. So let's flip. That's a long answer, probably than you wanted, but let's flip into the proposal which we've received 10 days ago from the Alberta government. You know, Pembina is in there for a slug. You know, it's early days and there's due diligence to do. We've got consultations, obviously, with First Nations. We, the proponent, didn't know at the time about our deal with British Columbia, which includes the accession of British Columbia, support for a southern route, preservation of environmental protections on the northern route, but British Columbia being there, options on the carbon market. So a lot of things move at the same time, and it'll move forward. But I tell you, I will say, as a former investor, as a former banker, that if I have a project that gives me payback for Canada, for Alberta, in 5 years, I'll take it. I'll take that any day. And also, it does another thing, which is that it makes us more independent. We're going to shift with this project, with TMX. We'll shift from going exporting 98% of our oil to the United States. Nothing wrong with that. But we will shift to about 66% of our oil to the United States. That's a big shift. It means a higher price for all our oil. It means more options. And what it also does, Tara, and I see this in our discussions in Asia, as I'm sure Premier Smith does, people want to do more with Canada because we can do more with them. And that opens up other opportunities for Alberta and the country as a whole.
You had the opportunity to meet with some Alberta First Nations yesterday. What did you take away from that meeting?
Well, I took away several things. One, a real focus on the referendum, a very strong desire to stay in Canada and to build with Canada, a concern about some of the threats and others that have been made to some of the individuals. You know, people standing up for our country, people standing up for democratic right, whatever side of the argument. This is Canada, the democracy. We do things properly and respect each other's opinions. So that's there. Secondly, a willingness to work in the right way with these types of proposals, with the federal government, with the provincial government, with private sector proponents, but to work as partners. And that's a key element of this. And you know, the federal government, what's the federal government's role? Well, we're working with British Columbia. We're working with First Nations. We're working with the province of Alberta. We're working with the private sector. We are working with foreign buyers for, you know, the ultimate oil that comes from this. And in that case, we're opening up new opportunities. I'll give you one of the examples. Part of the discussions earlier this year, I mean, I'm going to go talk to some canola growers in a moment. Alberta, you know, almost 20% of our canola. And reopening the Chinese market. Part of what helped with that is the prospect of greater energy cooperation. So, you know, all of that coming together. I know you started with First Nations, but I think what comes out of it is how interconnected everything is and the role that we can all play in building this country stronger.
All all of those efforts do not seem to be impacting the separatist movement in Alberta. They're working very hard to try to encourage Albertans to go out in the fall and vote for independence. What would you say to all Albertans right now about national unity?
Well, the first and foremost, Canada works. It can work better, and it works better when people are engaged. Canada's worth fighting for. We're fighting for Canada and building up the country. We're stronger when we're together. We just talked about an example. There are many other examples of that. Look, I'll give another, which is we have access as Canadians, as Albertans, we have access to 1.5 billion people through free trade agreements. Those are between the Government of Canada and other countries. This year, we're on track to double that number. 3 billion people around the world, we will have access, Albertans will have access through these free trade agreements. We're going to rip all those up and try to rebuild those again. Look, it is a dangerous game here. I've seen it. You and I first met, I think, in the UK before they took a decision, which 10 years later, a ton of strife, 10% of GDP lost, 2/3 of the people would vote a different way, would want to be back part of the European Union, and they can't. So I take a very positive message. My job is to work to make Alberta stronger, to make Canada stronger. We're making real progress on that. Let's keep going. Canada, I grew up in Alberta. Alberta, build not break. Lead not leave. I mean, that's the Alberta I know. It's led the country, and with everything coming together at this time, where Canada's poised to help lead the world, Alberta leading Canada, that's what we need.
Prime Minister Carney, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Still ahead, stress-free smiles.
We're providing training for dentists from across Canada. It's a very special program.
Dentists return to the classroom for hands-on sedation experience and to provide free care for clients. Also next.
The best experience you can have with the Haskap is going out and picking it yourself.
Barry Boom, a local farmer, highlights the benefits of a hardy fruit that thrives in Alberta weather.
Bring on a little bit of heat over the next couple of days. We got to 24 for a daytime high today. Should be in the mid to high 20s. Close to 30 a couple days later this week.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A farm just outside Edmonton says the weather we've had so far this year is perfect for Haskap berries. Curtis Goodrum has more on what's being called the next superfruit.
This is Rosie Farms, one of Alberta's biggest Haskap berry producers.
And these have been picked through pretty good, but I'll find you guys a couple to... Yeah, these would be a little bit more tart.
Farm owner Andrew Rosachuk has been growing them since 2005. He was the first in Alberta, now growing 6 varieties.
But as you can see as I'm picking it, it's not the easiest one to pick.
Each variety has its own unique flavor, allowing for plenty of creativity in the kitchen.
They're so diverse for making products off of them. So the intensity of the color is like, you even look at my hands, I just touched the berries and it's turned all pink.
Rosie Farms say Haskap berries are becoming more popular as a superfood alternative to other berries.
So they're 3 times the antioxidants and 5 times the anti-inflammatories as a blueberry. Plus they're way more vitamin C than a blueberry.
Haskaps are native to cold climates like Alberta, allowing the bushes they're grown on to thrive in almost any condition.
So they're very, very hardy, so they can take zone 2. And zone 2 is like minus 45 over the winter, which is very, very rare. The best experience you can have with the Haskap is going out and picking it yourself.
The U-pick at Rosie Farms has doubled every year since it started. Now they expect 5,000 to 8,000 people to come looking for the perfect pound of Haskaps.
Well, they're sort of sweet, but they're tart. They're both. So you get a little bit of both flavors.
Yeah. And they're easy to pick.
Yeah.
For this family, berry picking has become a tradition. On their daughter's birthday, they also enjoy a sweet treat.
Our favorite is probably the ice cream, but also just the tradition of berry picking. Yeah, family time.
Rosachuk hopes more farms look into growing the fruit in the prairies due to its ability to survive almost any weather.
So it's really cool that we have the ability to bring in intensive horticulture into a province that's never seen it before.
Rosie Farms is open for its U-pick throughout the summer. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Sturgeon County.
Have you ever tried a Haskap beer?
Never. I want to now, though.
They
I really
look good.
want to now.
And they're easy to pick, I hear.
I need a big hat like that, and then I'm out at Rosie Farms. All right, take a look outside right now. River Valley Skycam, 24 degrees and mostly clear skies. And the skies will stay fairly clear, it looks like, for the remainder of this evening. 24 in Fort McMurray for a high today. High level hit 25. It's 31 in Medicine Hat. We'll see temperatures possibly into the mid-30s across parts of the south later on this week. As far as rain, well, you add in what fell this weekend. We're over the average precipitation for July already, not even halfway through the month. We're at almost 100 millimeters. This comes on the heels of a record-setting month of June for rainfall. There's your showers and thunderstorms again this afternoon across the north. Oh, it looks like most of this for this afternoon has been north of Fort McMurray. You might see one or two of these slip to the south into the Fort McMurray area before the evening is done. That thing is almost done, falling apart as it comes off the foothills. It'll be a different story with the storms that come off the foothills tomorrow night, though. They're going to enter into a really favorable environment for storms to maintain their strength and possibly turn severe as they approach QE2. So through the evening hours, this is going to start to get going off to the west-southwest of the Edmonton area, and then it's an overnight risk. This modeling suggests worst of these storms could pass just to the south of Edmonton, but it's going to be really close. Large hail, heavy downpours would be the main threats off of this. Also can't rule out the possibility that we might see yet another tornado off one or two of these storms that pop up tomorrow. Late Wednesday, more like the evening hours as opposed to the late overnight period. Again, you're going to run into a risk of some showers and thunderstorms. It looks like this risk is mostly north of the city, but through the early evening, supper time into the early evening, chance of a shower or thunderstorm here in the city. Things really start to get going, could get ugly here in northeastern Alberta, mid to late evening on Wednesday. Watch the heat that rolls in. There's tomorrow. The red fills in. Dark red's starting to pop up, and then all of a sudden you get these pink areas, mid-30s. Rolling in towards the end of the week. I think here at Edmonton, as we showed you earlier, Friday, Saturday are probably the hottest days with daytime highs close to 30 here in the city. Mid-20s, Fort McMurray here in Edmonton right now. It's 22 in Grand Prairie and Red Deer. It's been pretty gusty in through the Peace Country. Wind will not be a factor here in Edmonton, though, for the next 24 hours. It stays pretty light. Temperatures around 21 mid-evening. Mid to high 20s tomorrow afternoon, and then I've got that at 10 p.m., that risk of thunderstorms. I think it's more like about midnight-ish tomorrow, and then supper time or early evening on Wednesday for a risk of storms. Temperatures in the 26-27 range for the next 3 days, and then near 30 Friday, Saturday, and again Friday night and Saturday night. You might see some scattered showers or thunderstorms. Don't forget, you can win big in the Mega Summer 50-50 supporting the Kaleo Collective and the Bears Children's Fund. Just go to ctvedmonton.ca, click on contests, and you'll get your tickets. There's a long-range forecast. Yeah, more rain early next week, Sunday night into Monday.
Thank you, Josh. A special program at the U of A is offering free dental procedures while training practicing dentists how to properly sedate someone. Noah Rashog has more on the training they received and the impact of their free care.
I'm a little hungry because I'm not allowed to eat or drink.
At the University of Alberta's K Clinic, Tanisha Paku is waiting to get dental work done. She's going under for her operation.
When I first came across this program like a couple years ago, I didn't have any benefits. As a free program, to me, I think that's super great just for people to have access to stuff like this because dental work can be very expensive.
Practicing dentists were invited to the U of A to learn how to properly and safely sedate a patient. For people without benefits, access to dental care can be difficult. At K Clinic, they can sleep easy.
It's one where we're providing training for dentists from across Canada. It's a very special program because all of the care that we're providing during this program is all free. So whether you have a plan or not, it's one of our longest running 20-year plus programs of charitable care.
A few drips into the IV, and it's lights out for Paku. The goal is to grow the amount of practices that can offer sedation and help the more anxious patients feel confident in their smile.
A smile is what most people first see, first impressions. And when you cannot afford dental treatment and your oral health is affected, your smile is affected, of course it affects the way you look at yourself.
Through the program, dentists earn certification for sedation. Dr. Shrey Bandya hopes to earn his so he can use his skills at his own dental office.
I think by taking this course, I would be able to do the same by providing that kind of comfortable care to the patients who are really apprehensive with certain dental treatments.
As the sedation training wraps up for another group of dentists, more patients will soon benefit from pain-free care. Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
Coming up, outrage after bullets fly at a Toronto street festival.
If you're a violent repeat offender, especially a gun offender, you should be removed from society for a very long time.
Fresh calls for firearm crime reform, and an agitated bison attacks a tourist in Yellowstone. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by the Alberta Securities Commission. Visit checkfirst.ca.
The price of oil jumped today after a third straight night of renewed combat in the Middle East. U.S. President Donald Trump posted the U.S. will be known as the guardian of the Hormuz Strait and wants to be reimbursed at a rate of 20% on all cargo shipped through the waterway. This comes after the U.S. and Iran engaged in the largest attack since they agreed to a ceasefire in April. U.S. Central Command launched overnight strikes on dozens of Iranian targets, and Iran responded with strikes on Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, and Oman. A deadly mass shooting at a Toronto street festival attended by thousands has politicians at every level reacting. The violence has renewed the national debate over illegal firearms. As CTV's Judy Trin reports, Toronto's police chief is urgently calling for federal reforms.
Gunfire at a Toronto salsa festival, sending crowds running for cover. 2 people shot dead, 5 others injured. The mayor of Canada's biggest city is vowing the summer tradition will continue.
We will not let reckless criminals stop Toronto's tradition of outdoor street festivals.
There were an estimated 13,000 people at the festival, including families with children. For people to continue attending these events, analysts say the public could demand a bigger police presence.
We can expect that there will be more tolerance for the police to use more of the techniques that private security uses in private venues, like things like using metal detectors or increased use of CCTV cameras and whatnot.
The Conservatives are blaming the brazen gun violence on the Liberal government and years of lax sentencing.
If you're a violent repeat offender, especially a gun offender, you should be removed from society for a very long time. And that will create the deterrence necessary to prevent gun violence.
Under pressure, the Liberals have made more than 80 changes to the criminal code to tighten bail and sentencing for repeat offenders.
Gang violence, tougher sentencing in around that. We really have tightened up the criminal code. We just got that through Parliament and has been signed off.
Toronto's police chief wants a new law to protect from guns being fired in public spaces.
When someone is shot and killed in a congregate setting, whether it's a stray bullet or because someone started a fight and pulled a gun, such offenses should be classified as first-degree murder.
Toronto's mayor is also calling for more cooperation between Canadian and American law enforcement to ensure that guns are not being smuggled into Canada. Statistics show that nearly half of all guns seized by police in Canada are from the U.S. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
At least 27 people are dead and dozens are injured after fire devastated a bar in Bangkok, Thailand. People ran as flames engulfed the building. Officials say many victims were trapped in windowless bathrooms near a rear exit. Investigators are focusing on the ceiling above the performance stage for clues. Thailand's prime minister says a musician reported seeing smoke from a circuit breaker before power went out. There is a new warning about ticks and the rapid rise of a disease called anaplasmosis. It's the second most common disease spread by ticks, and researchers say it has shown up in several provinces.
Last year, we did 11 sites, and we only found 18 ticks. This year, we did 2 sites and found almost 170 ticks. So that's a huge difference. If you haven't had a tick on you, I can guarantee you that either you or somebody that you know is going to get a tick on you soon, because that's how prevalent they are.
Black-legged ticks transmit Lyme disease and anaplasmosis through bites. Symptoms can include fever, weakness, headache, and gastrointestinal distress. According to the Canadian Medical Association Journal, researchers say recognizing the disease early and getting treatment can prevent life-threatening complications. A man is recovering after being seriously injured in a bison attack at Yellowstone National Park. Video shows the bison rolling in the dirt at a campsite before charging at the man and tossing him into the air. It's the second bison attack on a human in Yellowstone this year. The 65-year-old man was hospitalized with several injuries. Still ahead, grocery bills adding up in Alberta.
We have the cost of transportation that gets added to the cost of our food.
One company says Albertans are paying more than other provinces and deferring payment more often. Also ahead, why a dozen U.S. states are pushing back against a major Hollywood merger.
Programming brought to you by K-Days. The best 10 days of summer are back.
Looking at today's market numbers, the Canadian dollar up just slightly, just under 71 cents U.S. Oil was up almost $7, reaching around $78 a barrel. Gold saw a $108 drop. On the stock market, the TSX lost 52 points. The Dow Jones down 138 on the day. A portion of road on Edmonton's north side is closed indefinitely as the city deals with a sinkhole. The road is blocked off at 107th Street and 130th Ave in the Lauderdale neighborhood. EPCOR says it first responded to the sinkhole Saturday. It says the hole has grown in size since, and it's monitoring the situation. Workers at the scene say it's about 35 feet deep. EPCOR says this week it will repair an underground pipe that carries water to the Gold Bar wastewater treatment plant. It says water service in the area will be maintained. EPCOR says the road will reopen once that work is complete, but it does not have a timeline. An analysis of grocery spending across Canada shows Alberta is one of the hardest hit provinces when it comes to grocery prices. The report is from a financial technology company. CTV's Tyler Barrow has more.
Albertans are hurting from grocery costs, and possibly the most in the country. According to fintech company Coho's Grocery Gap report, which analyzed grocery spending trends among 173,000 users, including more than 28,000 Albertans, found people here spend over $50 on each grocery purchase, 18% higher than those in Ontario and 12% higher than British Columbians. Grocery shoppers here feel the pinch.
I can budget and I can get coupons and I can wait for the savings, and at this point it's tough to even do that.
It really does make you look at the prices. It really does make you make different choices.
I don't see why the cost would be higher here in Alberta.
The food bank helps over 920 families each day between its two locations. It attributes Albertans' high food costs to produce development happening in BC and Ontario, where they have longer growing seasons.
So unfortunately, we're adding that fuel surcharge to our groceries because we're having to bring it in from other places.
Demand for the food bank services continues to rise while donations drop. Typically, they have over 4 weeks of inventory. Now, it's just over 2 weeks. Here at Bethany Chapel, people try to do their part, providing hampers for 22 registered families per month. It also provides grade school kids with customized lunches.
I deal with a lot of low-income families that just can't make ends meet.
Coho's report also notes more people are using the Pay Later feature for grocery purchases. The service allows users to pay for goods over a longer time frame. Use has grown year over year by 109%.
We're seeing grocery spend climb. It's, people are really using it to manage everyday essentials.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
BMW is expanding a recall over a potential engine starter fire risk. The latest recall affects more than 26,000 cars and SUVs sold in Canada between 2021 and 2026. According to the Canadian recall notice, engine starters in certain BMWs may have been manufactured improperly and could overheat, posing a potential fire risk. BMW says it will notify affected owners by mail and ask them to bring their vehicles to a dealership for replacement. Air Canada says it has reached a tentative deal with the union representing 11,000 workers, including those in technical operations and cargo. Members of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union still need to vote on the 4-year deal. If ratified, it would be the 6th collective agreement concluded at Air Canada this year. A dozen states are challenging Paramount's proposed takeover of Warner Brothers. A lawsuit argues the $81 billion mega merger would, quote, extinguish competition in Hollywood and threaten jobs across the entertainment industry. California's Attorney General warns the deal would lead to higher prices for consumers. Other states involved include Colorado, Minnesota, New Jersey, and New York. Warner and Paramount have argued that merging will be good for growth in the industry and give consumers access to more content. Still ahead, remembering Sam Neill.
It's a dinosaur.
From reluctant hero to skeptic gone mad and more, a look back at his wide-ranging career.
Stay with us. We've got another full night of great shows for you tonight on CTV.
Hollywood is mourning Sam Neill, with director Steven Spielberg saying he will never be forgotten by us or his many millions of fans around the world. ABC's Sophie Flay takes a look at the versatile actor's wide-ranging career.
To millions, he was Dr. Alan Grant.
It's a dinosaur.
The reluctant hero of Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park. Sam Neill, the actor who brought quiet gravity to some of the biggest films of his generation, has died. Born in Northern Ireland and raised in New Zealand, Neill's career spanned more than 50 years. He found his breakout role in the 1977 film Sleeping Dogs, but it wasn't until the 1990s when he became known worldwide.
Actually, I think I will need 2 wives. Oh, at least.
Starring alongside Sean Connery in The Hunt for Red October before landing the role that would define his career.
She was like my favorite when I was a kid. Now I see she's the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
Reprising that role in Jurassic Park 3. And Jurassic World Dominion. He'd established himself as an actor with singular range, appearing in the critically acclaimed film The Piano.
I heard it here. I heard a voice there in my head.
And starring in the classic horror film In the Mouth of Madness. He took to the small screen too, appearing in The Tudors and Peaky Blinders. In 2023, he revealed he'd been treated for blood cancer, writing, "I'm not afraid to die, but it would annoy me." Earlier this year, Neill revealed that he was cancer-free after a groundbreaking treatment.
I was at a loss, and it looked like I was on the way out. There is no cancer in my body. This is an extraordinary thing.
Overnight, his family saying Sam was surrounded by family and passed with the dignity that has characterized his whole life. The loss was sudden and unexpected, but blessed by the fact that Sam remained cancer-free. Sam Neill was 78. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
All right, one last look at your forecast. Sunshine again tomorrow. 27 for the daytime high, and then that chance of thunderstorms comes late tomorrow night. It's almost sort of an overnight risk, Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Wednesday evening could see some thunderstorms. Stays pretty warm, though, all week with daytime highs near 30 by Friday and Saturday, and that repeating pattern still in place almost every single day. Chance of some late day storms.
That heat is going to feel fantastic, though, I think.
It's been a while. Been a while.
We deserve this. All right. Thank you, Josh, and thanks for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, check out our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. See you.